pinching me in different places. So embarrassing. And when they gave the contract, it was like a gun to the head. Locked in a house basically all day long. Blackmail. And they use it to manipulate me for everything.
I think that legal action should be taken against them.
Depressing and the hardest weeks of my life. I would ask them to give me money for food. The truth is, they don't know if I'm frankly alive or dead until we meet on the red carpet and smile for the cameras together.
Sexually harassing me in front of the whole world to see.
These people will never support me. They only care about making their money. They just want to extract your use, make money off of you, and that is it. That's all they care about. This decision I made to give the crown back did not come from a place of pain, but it came from a place of strength. I don't feel like I've lost anything. I feel like I've gained everything.
When India won its first crown last year, the whole world celebrated together. It was my dream come true. But the months that followed were a nightmare. They're not what any girl should go through, let alone someone who is representing her country on an international level. After many months of enduring all of the difficulties I was put through by the Miss Grand International organization, a few days ago I decided to officially resign, step down from my title, and return the crown back to the organization. I am a person who values self-respect, who values women, who values integrity, and I am not one to sit by while an organization abuses, harasses, and exploits women right in front of me being one of them. Miss Grand International organization did not fulfill their end of the contract. I was not paid at all for any of the work that I did beyond the first month. I was not provided basic amenities such as food in the house that I'm staying, or a place to stay that was actually close to grocery store. I was not provided the opportunity to travel, which was promised to me. 7 months later, I've only visited one country.
I had been queen for less than 2 months the first time they threatened to dethrone me. And they just use this thing of dethronement, of taking the crown away as blackmail. And they use it to manipulate me for everything.
I was harassed time and time again by the organizers, by the owners in particular, by Nawat and Teresa, constantly abusing mentally, making comments about my physical appearance, sexually harassing me in front of the whole world to see. They launched an international online smear campaign against me. Their contract is extremely exploitative. It only benefits them. I was asked to sign the contract immediately after winning. And of course, who isn't going to sign when you've won for your country for the very first time? It's such an honor that you'll sign whatever they put in front of you. I did sign it.
When they gave the contract, it was like a gun to the head. And we were expected to just sit down, shut up, and sign it. That's it. There's no question of, hey, I can't sign the contract. You have to. The whole world is watching you. You just won. You have to sign it. There's that pressure. So you can't bring up a single issue with them because they will just say that we'll take your crown away.
I never complained to them. I never asked them for something extraordinary. I never asked for luxury. I just asked for basic respect and basic treatment that you would give to a human who's working for you. The organizers have a very long history of sexually harassing women in front of the whole world in terms of the kind of comments they make, the derogatory remarks. It started when their pageant started. There's a history back in 2015 with Miss Iceland, in 2022 with Miss Vietnam. And you can imagine when working with such an organization, two things are relevant is that number one, I had a front row seat to all these statements. When we were judging the Miss Grand Thailand shows, or any shows really, I have a front row seat to hear all of the disgusting, defamatory, derogatory remarks they make about women, about their bodies, about just the most irrelevant things. It used to make me feel ashamed that I'm sitting next to these people.
If you're competing there, you're letting yourself be judged top to bottom in the most disgusting way possible by these people. And I frankly cannot be a part of that. I'm not a woman who will tear down another woman because one part of her body is not completely perfect. They don't care about how you speak, They don't care about what you think. The only thing they care about is what you look like. And they were hounding me, like constantly just talking about my weight and my body all the time. I remember one time, like, they sent their representative to me, and he just comes up to me and he starts pinching me in different places, and he's like, oh, you need to lose weight here, you need to lose weight here. And like that, what am I supposed to say to that, like that? It's so embarrassing, and it makes you feel so small and so bad. And I understand, like, obviously I have to stay fit for the job, I have to stay in shape, but it's so difficult, like, when you don't have access to anything and you're just locked in a house basically all day long,
I understand that when you're in such a position, you need to maintain your physique, you need to maintain a certain thing that's in the contract, right? I'm not allowed to go above a certain weight or below a certain weight, but there is a way to handle that as well. They used to send their representatives to come to me to pinch different parts of my body. You need to lose weight here, you need to lose weight there, this is looking a little bit fat, you're not looking good here, you need to change your body shape. They routinely encourage and actually in some cases even mandate plastic surgery for certain girls. I was never one to feel pressured by any of that, but you want to feel like your organization is giving you a safe space. You have to feel like even if I gain weight or if my body changes, my organization supports me, and I've won because of my thoughts, my intellect, who I am as a person. But that was not true at all. And you can see after telling the world that sexually harassed comments were made against me, after telling the world, what was their response? They post on their story, Nawat posts on his story, to sexually harass me further, zooming in on parts of my body to show the world and to spread his lies against whatever campaign he's decided the story he's decided to tell the world. So, I mean, it's so clear right here. I said that this is how they treat girls, and he just does it in front of the whole world. And now entire members of their organization are making videos about my body, my behavior, such targeted videos, posting about my family as well, about their faces, their bodies, and this is not how any woman deserves to be treated. It could have very easily been a very clean resignation. It could have been, thank you so much for your time, I don't want to work here anymore because of these reasons, and they could have let it go. But within 24 hours, they showed their true colors and they started treating me publicly the way they treated me privately.
I requested multiple times, I have the messages like, please can we make sure there's food, and they should at least make sure that they're giving their queen food to eat, if not meals or something.
My mom messaged multiple times because she was worried. It's so far away, it's very difficult to order food, it's difficult to order every single day. There's no pots and pans, I can't cook anything over there. I just said that if you could give me some food, that'll be enough for me. I will eat only fruit for 1 month, which is already a huge sacrifice, but they couldn't do that. And it is their responsibility that if they have a girl living with them, under contract with them, they need to make sure she has food to eat at least. This is not a luxury to ask for. And I see a lot of people online, they're pointing out that, my expectations are too high, but I don't think expecting food is too much. I don't think expecting money for me to, meet my basic needs is too much.
The truth is, they don't know if I'm frankly alive or dead until we meet on the red carpet and smile for the cameras together. That's all they care about, is getting that picture, and it's just such a false narrative. After I won, those weeks were some of the most depressing and the hardest weeks of my life. There was just so much toxicity and negativity in that organization, and I would ask them to give me money for food, They can't just say, okay, like, go live by yourself and take care of everything. But she just wanted to blame me. And I realized in that moment that these people will never support me. I cannot rely on them for anything, because frankly, they don't care if I live or die. As long as I'm there to smile at their events, as long as I keep my body super skinny the way they like, they don't care if I live or die. They just want me to be there to go on TikTok live and make money for them and show up at their events. That's it. That's all they want from me.
We were messaging back and forth for months, even when I was in India. I provided them they asked for my bank information. I provided them all my bank account information. They offered me to either pay me in cash or to transfer the amount, whatever was my payment. They made an invoice, but I never received the payment. And I asked for updates multiple times, but they never sent the money. And it stipulates in the contract that I will be paid when I'm in Thailand. But even when I was in Thailand, I was not paid. I wasn't paid for any of the events I attended. I wasn't paid for the countries I visited. I wasn't paid my monthly stipend, nothing at all, just for the first month. But I had to take care of all my expenses myself. It was really difficult because to explain to my parents that even after winning, I still have to rely on them for something as simple as food. Or if I'm traveling to the Czech Republic, I need to, again ask for more money because I know the organization isn't holding up their end of the bargain and I haven't been paid at all. And of course, it's part of the contract that I should be paid, but it's not really even about the money. It's about being able to sustain yourself. If I'm living there in a house which is an hour away from the city center, I should at least be provided with food so that I don't have to order off of their Grab, which is like their Zomato, every single day, It's not sustainable at all. It's not healthy, and it is frankly extremely expensive after weeks and weeks of doing it. But I never saw that money. Even to this day, I have not been paid, and I've been with them for 7 months.
And up until the moment I landed in the airport in Delhi for the homecoming, these people, the new organization, hadn't even taken permission from the airport authorities to host my homecoming there. Like, can you imagine? My plane has landed, I'm coming out, there's no permission. I'm blessed that my dad, he was there, he handled everything. He called his own contacts, the marshals in the airport, or I don't know what, but he got at the last minute the permission for us to have the homecoming there. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let anybody stop in the airport. They wouldn't have let the crowds in, they wouldn't have let the band or the pundits who were doing the prayer, the roses, the flowers, everything, the red carpet. None of that would have been allowed. And he did it last minute, all on his own, with no support. Girls go into this. I went into this thinking, hey, I'm going to get the opportunity to travel around the world, to be an ambassador, to do this, that. That's what they used to advertise themselves, right? But look at it, it's May, it's been 7 months. I have a few months left of my reign, and there's no traveling. And yeah, they've said that there's maybe some countries coming up, but how am I supposed to do it when I know that A, I'm not protected, and B, I don't know that anything is final, and C, I have to pay so much on my own when I'm there, And it's such an unsupportive environment, and all I got in response was aggressive threats. That's it. I've done everything that was asked of me. All I need is a little bit of support, a little bit of knowing that I'm not in this alone and that the organization is with me. But they're not. They only care about making their money. You can't just call yourself mom and dad. You have to act like it. You have to protect your daughters. You have to be there for them. I'm sorry, but they couldn't be the furthest thing from parents. They are cold-hearted business people. They just want to extract your use, make money off of you, and that is it. That's all they care about. And the other thing they care about is how you look. That's it. I was constantly harassed, manipulated, ignored, and left to fend for myself, all while dealing with the intense and immense scrutiny of the public eye and all the attention that it brings. These have been the hardest few months of my life, and I know that MGI right now, they will go to any lengths to defame me, to malign my name and my image, and to destroy my credibility. They will say anything, frankly, anything. A lot of people will choose to believe them, a lot of people won't. I hope you see for yourself and you recognize the pattern of disrespect and the systemic failures in their system. I, of course, don't have the same resources as this huge public limited company that's been operating for so many years. But what I do have is the truth. I have integrity. And I will stand by that, and I will stand by myself. I have the strength and support and love of the fans, and that's what matters more than anything. Don't forget, alright, if you're a person, a fan who supports this pageant or supports any pageant, you have the power to decide where people's attention goes. With every post you make or every view you give, you decide what to make what makes a bigger impact in the world and what doesn't. And if you're thinking of supporting this pageant, or if you're a girl who's thinking of, God forbid, thinking of competing in this pageant, please go into it completely aware of all of these things. That even if you win, you'll be completely on your own and you're not going to get any love or special treatment or safety or support from this organization. The organization, Miss Grand International organization, does not care about you. It does not care about its queens. All it wants is to use its queens until the queens are not useful. And I could not be a part of this anymore, which is why I chose to give up my title and to resign. I know there will be a lot of queens after me. There were a lot of queens before me. Queens are gonna come and go. It's not gonna end everything, this video right here. But I hope it at least sheds the light on the truth for some girls and some fans and some people who will think twice before supporting this organization. Every girl I know who I've spoken with who's in contract with MGI wants out of her contract. Every single one. And I'm not going to take names, but that means something when nobody wants to be stuck in their contract with them because they're being used like this. It is completely one-sided, and I know so many girls feel pressure to sign it just the same way I did, okay, because they're there. But I want you to know before going into it that there is another way, there are other options for you, and that you don't need to put yourself through this at all because it's not going to benefit you. I think the mistake that MGI made is that they didn't realize when they crowned me that they're not just crowning Rachel, they're crowning a daughter of India. They're crowning somebody who will speak for her country and her people fiercely. They're crowning somebody who will be supported and loved by so many people who care about integrity and honesty and who care about humanity. That's what this is about at the end of the day. As for my future, I will continue to believe in myself as I've always done. I have the support of my family. I have the support of these amazing fans, and I'm so, I didn't think about the support when I posted this and resigned and gave up my crown. And I knew a lot of people would speak negatively about me, but I never expected that so many people would support me, and I'm so grateful. I can't say thank you enough, because if the response had been different, I don't know how I would handle right now. But I'm so grateful for your support, your love, your trust in me. And I want you to know that you matter. Your attention matters. So please don't give your attention to this horrible organization, because they're going to do the same thing to queens years on years. And if you stop giving your attention here, maybe girls will stop applying, and maybe one day they won't have the power to treat women like this anymore. The relationships I've made during these months with people all over the world, in Thailand, with fans, they mean everything to me. And I've never been fake in my interactions with them ever. I've always tried to protect the girls. I've always told the girls who want to protect themselves. And those relationships, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm so grateful that I got to meet all of you and be in this position to turn this down today because of you. I truly believe that a pure heart and honest intentions will always be rewarded. I believe that good things happen to good people, and I want you to know that this decision I made to give the crown back did not come from a place of pain, but it came from a place of strength. I don't feel like I've lost anything. I feel like I've gained everything, and I feel like I can breathe. And I've just been drowning for so long, and now I feel like I've come up for air. And I have my life back, and I'm so grateful for that.
They brought my family unnecessarily into this matter, dragging them down. They tried to ruin my name and my reputation. They spread lies about me, my age, my background, every single thing that they could have lied about they did. But I'm doing this for all of the girls who are going to come after me, all of the girls who have the same dream as me. I want them to know what a disgusting organization this is. I want them to protect themselves, and I don't want a single girl in the world to be in the same position that I was in. Because even after winning, if you can be treated this way, it means the organizers have no regard for your rights, for your safety, and no respect for humans whatsoever. I would like to say that I like to think that I've always lived a life full of integrity, before the crown, during the crown, and I will continue to do so after giving up the crown as well. I was never chasing the money behind this, because there is no money, frankly. I was never chasing the fame. I was never chasing the prestige, which is why I was able to let go of this once my safety and my self-respect came into question with the organization. And it wasn't an easy decision, but I can honestly say that I'm proud of myself for standing up here, because a lot of people wouldn't be able to. A lot of people would not have the strength to do this. And I'm grateful for the support I've received. For me right now, I'm that spokesperson. You know, I didn't ask for this responsibility, but it was placed upon my shoulders, and I will treat it delicately. A lot of women are going to use this to feel more confident to stand up for themselves in the future. And I want them to know they can do that. They can return a crown if they're not being taken care of, if they're not provided safety, and they can still come out of it stronger. What's next for me is that, honestly, I feel free now. I'm no longer trapped with working with people who are trying to exploit and harass and abuse me. And frankly, I can do anything I want. I'm a hardworking person, and I will always find the right place for me in this world. And I have the support of so many fans and my family. So this is just the beginning.